So we talked about, tensor products of something like x and y as vectors, right? So the Kronecker product is a special type of tensor product where, remember how we were talking about matrices? Well, we're back to talking about matrices. The Kronecker product is a tensor product. Let's define this. I would define it as a tensor product. I hate this pen, okay? I hate this. What a disaster. I'm doing my best, folks. All right, it's a tensor product of matrices. So what does that look like? Well, okay, so we're just going to jump into an example. And we're just going to, this is maybe part 3 where I just fucking let it rip, all right? I'm just going to go for it. So what if we want to take the tensor product of matrix A, B, C, D. Oh my gosh, I cannot write D. Tensored with E, F, G, H. Obviously, that would give us, a 4. So notice how, remember how I was saying, that's why I said this before. So notice how this is a 2 by 1 and a 2 by 1. It makes a 4 by 1, right? Now we're doing a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. So this is going to give us a 4 by 4. So this is going to give us a 4 by 4. So this matrix should be a 4 by 4, and it is. So now this becomes A, E, A, G. You see how we just kept these A's the same. We kept these A's the same. C is the same. All right, we kept the A's the same. We kept the C's the same. We kept the E and the G in a row. We kept the E next to the G. See how the E and the G are next to each other. Let's undo all that highlighting now. Okay, so that's the first row, or that's the first column. And then we have A, F, we have A, H, C, F, C, H. Then we have B, E, B, F, B, G, D, G, D, H. Okay, so we've got this, and you'll notice, so we have 16 pairs here, okay? And as we said over here, as conjectured, the 4 by 4 does turn into a 16, the 4 by 4 does turn into a 16 entry situation, right? So this is matrix, call this A, B, right? And that's what we get. So now what we want to do is take B, A. And then B again is E, F, G, H. A is A, B, C, D. Okay, so one thing that I am going to try to do here is keep the letters in alphabetical order, because it should make things easier to see. So what would that look like? If we take this product, we're going to get a 16 entry 4 by 4 situation. Now we know that we can think of this matrix as boxes. This is the E box, this is the F box, this is the G box, and this is the H box. Because if you look up here, looking at this matrix, you can kind of see that there is an A box, a B box, a C box, and a D box. If you want to pause and take a look at this, how, these are all A's, these are all D's, that matching up. So with this, we're going to have in E, F, G, H, we're going to have these blocks, okay? So we're going to rewrite this as, like I said, we're going to keep the letters in alphabetical order. So A, E, C, E, right? This is B, E, and then this is D, E, right? Now, and then this box is A, F, and D, F. Is this right? Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm making sense, because this is a little I know exactly how this turns out, but it is a little bit yeah. As you can see, there's a lot happening here, folks. All right, and then A, B, C, D. Notice how we're keeping, it's really hard for me to exactly describe what I'm keeping and what I'm like, what is staying the same here. I'm hoping that you're seeing this, that like this gets copied in each box, you know, and then whereas, you know, this is this. When I fill in the rest of the G, H, 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 H. Okay, so why do we do that? Because remember, we want to find when A, B is equal to B, A. Okay, so how would we, like, how would we go about doing this? Because, like, I don't know if this is just how my brain works. Like, I don't know. I guess my math brain is developed to a certain extent where this just is, like, the natural step to me. But it's like, we found this matrix. We found this matrix. We want them to equal each other. So let's set them equal to each other, right? Like, it's like, sometimes it's the simplest things that work, you know what I mean? And not to say this is simple, because it's not, but like, it seems like the dumbest thing, you know what I mean? It's the, the simplest explanation is the right explanation, whatever the hell that is. This is one of those things. You just, how would you find this? Because really, I'm asking for a description of like a very unique type of algebraic space in this, like all this rah yada yada, like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's just like, well, what happens if we set them equal to each other? And by the way, when I said in part 1 that I didn't know what the implications of this were, it's because I'm just setting things equal to each other instead of, like, you know. So that's that's also part of the problem. But you do it for the love of the game, you know what I mean? I'm a love of the game actor, and so like that's what brought us here. And I mean, you all are enjoying it if you're seeing this, so I'm gonna get with it, because this is where this is actually really where it gets fun. I'm not gonna lie with you. This is where I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is where it gets fun. Like, this might actually be its own, like, this might be the real start of, this might be the start of another part, just because this is where the shit gets real.